Hi, welcome to Getting Into Raw Cooking with Zane. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my kitchen. First of all, my name is Kisane Appleby, my friends, and you call me Zane. So I got into raw in a little bit of a different, actually got into healthy eating into a little bit of a different way to most people. I lost weight, a lot of weight, want to know how much? I lost about 40 kilos, actually 40.4 kilograms. To give you a better idea of how much weight that I've lost, this is a picture of me before, and this is a picture of me now. After I lost 40 kilos, I decided to start helping people to lose weight as well. And I became a lecturer in a popular weight loss program. And what I noticed when I was lecturing in that program is that weight loss happened for some people and not others, even though they were following the same principles. And I was really curious about why that was. So I started to learn, study, and research more and more about food. And as I learned, I discovered that it's not just food that gets you the perfect body. What I learned was that you need food and exercise. So those were the first two steps. And because I knew that was so important, I actually stopped and studied and became a personal trainer myself. To get a little bit of experience, I went to sea and worked on a cruise ship for 5 years, working as a personal trainer, and also studied and taught in Tai Chi, aqua aerobics, yoga, Pilates reformer, spin, pretty much all of the activities that you can do to make you healthy and fit physically. So I did a little bit of study in nutrition, I did a lot of study and practice in exercise, and while I was at sea I learned that there was a third part. And the third part for me to getting you the body that you want is that you need to detoxify both your body and your mind. So you need to have the right mindset and a clean system. I studied and then taught classes on detoxification, toxins that come into the body, and the more that I studied in these areas, the more that I learned that raw food eating and creating foods from the source, straight from the plant into delicious, nutritious meals was going to help as many people as possible get to the body that they want, the health and wellness that they want. Okay, so that's enough about me. Let's get to my kitchen because this is the favorite room of my house. We're going to show you a little bit about my kitchen. We're going to move around the kitchen. We're going to move around the kitchen. I'm going to show you some of my favorite tools, my favorite ingredients, and how I think that it's really good to have a kitchen set up to make meals quickly and easily. A lot of people tell me that raw food is really difficult. You need a lot of crazy tools, a lot of equipment that's difficult, and I really don't find that's the case. With a good blender, a good knife, a nice cutting board, a few little bits and pieces, you can make the most amazing meals. And you can really start out with what you have right now and add the pieces that you think will work for you. All right, well, let's have a look around the kitchen. Over to you, Zane. Over here, we have my juicer. Now, this is a very cheap centrifugal kind of juicer, but it does the job. What I would like to have long term is a top feeding slow juicer, but as I said at the beginning, this goes for everybody. Start out with what you can afford and what you're willing to invest until you find the tool that you are looking for. So this little juicer does exactly what I need it to do to give me a morning juice. I pop everything in the top, zoom, 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 and it comes out here on the side. Very, very simple. I've got it here on the stove, which most people would be concerned about, but since I am high raw, it's very unusual that my stove would get turned on, and it's actually not hooked up at the moment. So I can use it as a bench top. The next thing we see right here is one of my amazing blenders, and yes, I do have more than one. Once you get addicted to an Optimum blender, you can't live without it. So you can do lots of different things in them. This is the Optimum 9200. It has a great feature of the electronic buttons. So I like that one sometimes to quickly and easily whip something up with the timing on the bottom here. Although the 9900 is most definitely far more powerful. So just a different feature, different blender. One of the next things that you'll see in my kitchen often is little bowls like this one, where you have bowls of things. This is a bowl of chickpeas that were dried, soaking. Often you'll find bowls of chickpeas or legumes or nuts or even seeds soaking, because I like to sprout them or I like to soften them before using them for a recipe. And the other thing that I really like about soaking my nuts is that it makes the enzymes more bioavailable. So we activate the nuts by doing that. So there's often little bowls like this all around my kitchen ready to be, well, getting ready to be used. I am so excited because now you get to meet my first baby. This was my first Fruthie, my first Optimum blender. Her name is actually Fruthie, and I love this blender. It was the first one that I used, but now obviously, as you just saw, I have two. This one is the most powerful blender in the world. It is the fastest, and it is totally amazing. So Optimum 9900 lives here, the kettle lives behind for making beautiful tea, and of course you need to wash the dishes occasionally, so we've got a nice little area here to do that in. I think it's really important if you're going to enjoy being in the kitchen and creating in the kitchen that the space is nice and an area that you actually want to come to on a regular basis. So I have nice things in my kitchen that I really enjoy. This is my Lily, her name is Peace. Nice to have some greenery in the kitchen, but not so important for cooking. What is important for cooking is a good collection of utensils, the things that you enjoy the most. You'll refine what it is that you like using the most, but keep them on hand. Don't bury them in the bottom of a drawer that you have to search through for half an hour trying to find things. The next thing that I find is really, really important, this is one of the key things for cooking, and this is a good knife. So I have a couple of knives. I have some Tupperware knives, I have some IKEA knife, and I have this really nice Victorinox knife. It's my favourite at the moment. I'd like to get better knives, but at the moment these ones work for me. As long as you keep them sharp, you can sharpen them with a steel and then occasionally have them reset by a knife sharpener. They'll make the raw food or any food preparation really, really easy for you. The other thing that I like to do is nuts can be really expensive. People say to me all the time, it's so expensive. How do you eat raw food with all these nuts that you use? One, you don't actually have to use a lot of nuts. You can make raw food with no nuts at all. But if, like me, you enjoy them, then what I do is buy nuts like these macadamias when they're in season. They're really cheap. You get a big bag of them from the farmers, and then you just keep them and open them when you need. So that's my little collection of macadamias for when I need to use those to make some nice macadamia ricotta, which we'll do in a video later on. I also think it's really important to keep cookbooks that you use on a regular basis close by. In the kitchen, I cook not only for myself raw food, but my family and friends don't all eat all raw, so I have some other really good cookbooks that show nutritious meals that are cooked. So I see that you've met my pantry, and yes, we didn't set this up just for you. It always looks this way. It's okay if yours doesn't, but I'm a little OCD. I like everything on hand and easy, so I like to use Tupperware containers. My Tupperware lady is amazing and she loves me very much. We have all of these containers up here labelled, so I've got almond meal, flaxseed, all my nuts and seeds, bits and pieces, and then as I've said before, I eat high raw, but not everybody in my life does, so I have supplies for them down a little bit lower. And at the back you can see that I've got gluten-free pasta, I've got things like seaweed, and there's also some various different types of protein and protein powders down the bottom there. So easy to access, nicely labelled, makes it simple to cook. Here on this side you'll see at the top I like to drink a lot of tea, so all my teas that we buy from the supermarket here, and then hidden behind, because it's not so pretty looking, is all the bags of herbs and spices that I use. So there's licorice root, fennel seed, peppermint leaves, all those things dried in the back there. My teapots and my travel mug. This is a porcelain travel mug, so it makes it nice and easy. Below that we've got all the salts and stocks, oils and vinegars, sweeteners, things like stevia, vanilla bean paste. We've got the good old coconut nectar, all the bits and pieces that I'll use in my recipes here. So we'll talk about those as we use them throughout the Getting Into Raw Cooking with Zane shows. This one here is my kombucha, so you'll meet kombucha at some point or another. Inside there's a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, and we'll learn more about that as we go. All my herbs and spices in the back there, they are alphabetized for easy finding, and some spare empty jars, which are really good for using when you're cooking regularly. Down the bottom, extra herbs and spices, snacks, supplements, the very few tin things that I do use, my food processor, which is amazing, and a little stick mixer. So that's my pantry. Last, you get to meet my fridge. We'll go inside on another day, but all the fruits and veggies are stored in Tupperware containers in there, and I do collect magnets. Feel free to send me one if you like. So that's my kitchen. Welcome, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I have. You'll see a lot more in the shows to come. Ciao for now.